Boo. This one here goes to Weather Wars 102. I made a whole lot of video and realized it was in 4K, so I had to dump it. Plus, I had a situation arise to me when I was in my third hour recording the video. A Vato come up on me. I was sitting there on the smooth concrete, and Jason would really appreciate this smooth concrete. I'm telling you, this is smooth concrete. You know, you sleep on it like a baby. But a Vato come off my shoulder behind me, coming out from the east, coming west. Walked up and said, "Hey!" So he interrupted my recording. So at the very end of my recording, you probably the other ones I had to delete. You would have heard me say, you would have heard the dude. He interrupted me. Basically wanted to know my take on God, and I basically gave, I told him who I was. And this dude was covered in tattoos. So he was sweating tacks. He had a black jumpsuit, or I should say black outfit, like what I do, except it was all in black, with a hoodie. And so he basically asked me my beliefs in God, and I basically laid down who I was to him, and he was very respectful of it. So we had a nice conversation, maybe 2, maybe 3 minutes. We were sitting there shooting the poo, and then all of a sudden, 5 police SUVs pulled out of nowhere and surrounded this guy. Basically stopped on the street, but basically 5 cops came out of nowhere and didn't say a word to me except for the fact that I wasn't supposed to be drinking the beer outside, which I have to be able to get away from certain stuff. It rattled my nerves, let's put it that way. So I had 5 cops standing in front of me, I should say, that arrived on where I was at, and basically arrested this homeless, or I wouldn't say, this homie, this Vato. And they didn't say much to me. I mean, they didn't ask, anything. Like, not a single question was asked to me, like who this guy was, or if I knew him, or anything of that nature. They just, all 5 of them, maybe, actually there were more than 5. There were 5 vehicles, but there were like 7, maybe 8 cops. And I heard one of the guys saying, yeah, he's wanted for car theft, And I'm like, okay, but whatever. But needless to say, the guy was standing right next to me. The Vato was standing right on my left side. The cops arrested him without incident whatsoever. Like, he was calm and a cool, calm, collective person at that point in time. I defused, I think, a bomb in a sense. So they put him in the vehicle very nicely. And then within, they did their little gibberish between each other, hey, this bad guy. Not a single person said anything except for the cop saying, hey, you can't have that open container here. You have to be in a private, area too if you're going to be drinking alcohol. I'm like, man, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And then within 3 minutes, they were all gone. So out of the blue, 5 cops show up, or I should say 5 vehicles show up. 5 Phoenix PD SUVs show up out of nowhere. I'm telling you, it was crazy. I've never seen anything like it. Arrest this guy, and are gone within 5 minutes. And I was just like, what just happened? But here's the addendum to this. I had the absolute worst headache that night, and the next day they chemtrailed the living hell out of this guy. I mean, it was like a communist sprayathon going on December 11th. But I used a coffee to get rid of my headache. And it did. The coffee helped belate the headache, and for the most part, it was okay. But I was sweating too. So whatever that Vato had, I got. So, like, this is what happens. This is a reoccurring issue, as I would call it. That's why do you think I've said stuff to people about this stuff? And like, just like Alice and I, we're kettled in a sense, But needless to say, that within 2 minutes, maybe 3 minutes, I'd say 2.5 minutes of this Vato walking up on me, I got 5 cops in my presence within that time frame. I was just like, what the hell is going on? I thought they were coming to grab us both, arrest me for the open container. But no, the cops just like, no, you can't be drinking that out here. That was it. That's all he said to me. But, I told the guy who I was, the Vato. So he was let's put it this way, he was a very calm kitty after we talked. So he was a little excited at first, but he calmed down very quickly. Like I said, I hopefully I diffused a bomb, but I got nailed with a virus on top of it. So I'm all right today, just waiting for more distractions. Obviously the Mormons, Masons, Freemasons, Bilderbergs, and secret societies are going to just play more distractions and attacks, because obviously I got the attack from the neighbor going on. I noticed the U.S. Army dipped out early this morning, so when U.S. Army goes fleeing out at 9 a.m., I know there's an attack coming very shortly after it. Because like I said, they're all in communication. They're all being controlled by the same... I'd have to say, if I was to shoot in the dark, these people are being controlled by either ICE or the Masons, Freemasons, some type of group like that, you know what I'm saying? Because there's so many of them, you know what I'm saying? They're everywhere. I'm telling you, everywhere. You want to know how we still have all this stuff going on? This world is ruled by rich, evil people doing bad things. You can look at your news, you know what I'm saying? Look at the Goldman news. Have you heard about me in the news lately? Mormon suppression. But other than that, hopefully Alice is doing all right. I see she took out her main channel. I think she just offlined it just to let some of the heat die down on her. So, which you can't blame her. No, I'm not a stalker. I keep an eye on these people. When we all think alike and do things alike and say things that are all pretty much the same thing and we all have the same stories, you tend to listen. And her answer to her question on her Chill Out channel is, yes, I have unique thoughts. I just need unique input. Most of the stuff that I see every day is just regurgitated garbage from yesterday. If not 10 years ago, 20 years ago. These banks should have been put out of commission a long time ago. And I didn't say this was going to be a short video, but I did enjoy my hub stove moment there on that slab of concrete until the law enforcement showed up to arrest a vato who was getting ready to do something bad. I would assume he was getting ready. If he was a car thief, because that's what they said, he was probably going to jack me from my bike because my bike was right there, but it wasn't chained up. And I normally don't do that when I'm sitting there with my phone in my hand. And my bike normally will sit behind me, like right in front of me. It's sitting there with my lock's not on it. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't know what. All I could tell you was it was up to no good, just because he was dressed for it. I've been around Phoenix a long time to know that, hey, this guy, something bad was getting ready to go down. But I spoke a lot of Spanish to him, and that just threw him off. When I was speaking in Spanish, boy, that calmed him down. In fact, just speaking Spanish, not just telling him about God, but talking Spanish to him, I think he, whatever he was on, basically he flipped. And I don't think the cops liked that. I think the cops were actually going to make sure that something bad was going to happen, but they were right there, just in case. Maybe he could have stuck me with a knife, because that's what they basically tell me is that somebody's going to try to stick me with a knife. Remember, if they can't shoot you because they instantly die, okay, or if they point a gun at you, it will malfunction. The next thing they're going to do is they're going to try to hire vatos and using shanks. I had a dream about it a long time ago where some dude shanked my ass. But I was in a holding cell in a prison area, and some dude just, was right next to me, and he knew who I was, and he tried to shank me. I reached out with my hand, and the knife went into my hand, and I was like, oh man, that hurt. Getting stabbed in your dream is not fun, okay? All I can tell you that. I can just share that with you. So, needless to say, as the chemtrail naughty basically backed down a little, because obviously they're not spraying the hell out of the sky today, but they definitely had something rigged up yesterday. 5 cops coming out of the woodworks like that, I've never in my entire life have seen that in Phoenix, ever. Not unless you were getting to rob a bank, do they show up like that. In other words, if they had inside information, like if the law enforcement had inside information, and you were to go try to do something bad to a bank, these guys would have been on you within 2 minutes. That's how fast they showed up to this concrete slab with this vato. I was like, what the? It's just what it felt like, it was crazy. But I had to share that with you on Weather Wars 102, because I own the term Weather Wars 102 on Google, as I found out, and on Yahoo and everything else. I do it for Weather Wars 101. They basically went quiet over 5 years ago. So I stepped in and I went to Weather Wars 102 and kept my name. I'm also Arizona under the chemtrails, or not AeroGuard, just because I'm fighting the security mafias from Utah and California, in bed with a bunch of casinos from Nevada. So, well, it's mafia money. It's IRS stolen money from the IRS in Utah, and it's casino money because people be just pissing that money right into those casinos thinking they're going to get something. But house always wins, right? House always wins. Anywho, I don't want to make this video too long. I know that I do have my watchers. And what I found out about that other person over in Alabama was they were on the take. So I found out, hey, this person is a bad person, and they were on the take. That's all I can tell you. So I'm basically just dealing with the fallout from that situation, which I think I'm doing okay as far as the most part. But they hired a bunch of people to come after me. And they knew where I was, because obviously Masons and Freemasons, right? We're secret society stuff. You know how they talk, they gossip, just like those pilots. Pilots gossip just as much as women, if not more. In fact, I'd have to probably say right now, the pilots probably gossip more than women. A bunch of, housewives in a sense. So other than that, peace out, te quiero mucho, as I sit and I endure another day of VLF, boomboxing, and Revzilla. That's an excellent name for the person too, by the way. Revzilla. They are definitely a Revzilla. And it had to have been ICE or law enforcement involved in the situation, to be able to have these people so close. Because most people, they normally would have gotten arrested. If not, they wouldn't have been able to have those cars. Those cars those technically would be illegal street cars because they're modified to street race. They're not modified for casual drive. These things are meant to haul ass. In other words, when they want to basically push their foot down on the gas pedal like everybody else here on the west side, they like to make noise and go fast. Cause problems, I'm saying? A lot of people out here paid for their houses. They've got their mortgages paid for, but yet they have to deal with people that can't control their speed on them in a vehicle with high horsepower. You know what I'm saying? That's just been the problem. I mean, everywhere I go, I'm running into this. It's a reoccurring issue. So other than that, like I said, beside hopefully Alice is doing all right. She's watching these videos. She's keeping tabs on me, hopefully. We'll see, you know what I'm saying? I got military on one side and street racers on the other, you know what I'm saying? But what else can you do? You're dealing with the Scuminati, the Illuminati, Mormonati, Bilderbergs, and Bohemian Grovers. And they got lots of money to where they can hire tons of people, and they got law enforcement in their back pocket. A lot of this aircraft that we're dealing with is law enforcement, and it should have never been. They just said, nope, you should have just got a blimp, and basically started doing your patrols with blimps and just been done with it. Because the idea is to discourage a criminal action versus being there, basically try to blackmail, extort, or racketeer that thing, that situation. Because that's what they've been doing. It's federal extortion, federal racketeering and extortion. Utah goes down for it too. And when they do, you'll see, hopefully one day, we'll be still alive. It just basically said, just stay put, chill out, relax, and just keep doing what you're doing. I do my best, you know what I'm saying? And normally I'd be down in South Phoenix or in Central Phoenix right now, but as I sit and I watch a spire go by, in fact, 2 big spires going by, one going west, one going east. They got their agents everywhere. Just so you know, these things are this system has got everybody. 98, if not 99% of the system is wrapped into this garbage system. I call it the Luciferian system because that's what it is. It's a Luciferian surveillance system. I would say FAI would be the proper term, fallen angel intelligence. That's what they're dealing with, and it's fallen angels that they're dealing with. That's where they got this technology. Where do you think the Mormons got their technology? Mormons were hanging out with fallen angels. Joseph Smith, right? You Google this. Public knowledge. But other than that, I'm gonna vomit us out of here just before, if I stand in one area for too long, these agents roll in on me. These things, these goons, these hired people all roll in, and they're fast. Let's put it this way. Like I was trying to tell you before, I deleted this footage by accident, but when I was in downtown the last time when I was doing a live stream, within 5 minutes I had a person coming up, knew who I was, and basically wanted to smoke a doob with me. Within a live stream, 5 minutes, boom, that's how fast they found me. Like, the word travels, gossip travels on the streets real fast, so they know when I'm coming into downtown. That's why I troll in front of the police station when I get down there, letting them know that I'm there, you know what I'm saying, and they're supposed to be doing their jobs. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's too kosher, everybody's on the take, money. Mormons basically control everything here in Phoenix from what I can see so far. Mormons, Jehovah's Witnesses, and Catholics, because I've had all 3 of them in the gang stalking activity club. Goons and gang stalking activity clubs and religious money. The priest would come up and throw a few dollars in the wrong person's hands, and that person would cause trouble. They would stir up trouble, and that's what they've been doing. This has been an ongoing problem for at least 2 years, if not more. But other than that, like I said, te quiero mucho. I wanted to try to keep this short, and hopefully the file size won't be gargantuan. The one file that I had was 1 hour, was like 11 gigs. I ain't going to be uploading no 11 gigs worth of 1 hour video, sorry. So I delete all that. So it was basically, I could have, dropped its, ran it through and dropped its, bit right down, but that's just a lot of extra work. And I'm already preoccupied as it is, right? But if you still see this blue sky above my head, you obviously know I'm still here and still alive. But I've noticed that every time that they go through an intense chemtrail or spray day, or a huge Wells box spray day is basically when somebody's going to try to kill me. Certain people show up. These guys already, it's all well timed. The sprayers come in, hammer down the skies, and then they send in all the goons. It's been an ongoing thing, round after round. Getting tired of it, but what else can you do? You're fighting against banks, secret societies, secret religions, secret people, and you're fighting against the dark web in a sense. So hopefully the dark web appreciates the fact that I'm around doing my job. Other than that, I'm going to jump on my bicicleta and try to enjoy the rest of my afternoon here as far as Thursday. We'll see how Friday, Saturday, and Sunday come, but with 5 cops, 5 vehicles, 5 police SUVs arrived within 3 minutes, arrested a dude, and were gone within 5 to 6 minutes. I've never seen anything like that in Phoenix. You know what I'm saying? That definitely blew me away. And I had my phone right there on the ground, but it wasn't recording anything. I didn't like that. You know what I'm saying? I just want people to do their jobs. That's it. FAA don't do their jobs. EPA don't do their jobs. Nuclear power con should have been shut down a long time ago. But it just goes to show you how powerful and how rich those people have become. Those entities have become on this planet, controlling everybody, just pulling them around because they can print them $100 bills right out their butts. I'm telling you right now, I've seen so many crisp 100s and people that have walked up to our job sites with crisp 100s. They ain't supposed to be there. I mean, those crisp 100s, way too crisp. You know what I'm saying? They ain't charged with any good energy. So other than that, Alice, hopefully you're doing good over there in Texas. Watch out for your goons and hopefully bring your channel back because you're definitely up there. You had all the views, you had the community stuff, so we'll see. I saw your other 2 channels. I keep a watchful eye, but like I said, I have no ill intent for anybody. Technically, I have her phone number, but I just have it just in case one day if I ever see that phone number again from California call, I'll know who it is. Other than that, peace out, love. Love hopefully will fix the situation, but obviously you can see distract to attack, distract to attack, distract to attack, distract to attack, distract to attack. Mormons basically roll in Arizona. They're bankrolling it, man. They got way too much money, right? Utah got way too much. Them Zionists up in Utah got way too much money. And it causing a lot of problems. All that money just basically going out from the churches and going out buying a bunch of aircraft. That's all it is. It's all in building bigger temples for Satan. Or I should say Masonic temples being built for Satanism, right? Because that's what the Mormons do. If you get up into those high levels, there's all that kind of Masonic orchestra, as I call it, going on. But other than that, peace out. Take care, mucho.